The short video is about how not to train your next generative machine learning model as a pet. Or rather, how not to get taught about poetry by a pet. Let's first look at a poem generated by ChatGPT. Every line makes sense, rhymes, and weaves a narrative. Let's then look at a poem written by humans, in this case, by Emily Dickinson. Just note that Emily has a number of other great poems, and this one is one of no more than random samplings of 10 selections. The first few lines start with great pain, formal feelings, ceremonious nerves, tombs, none of which is commonly linked in many existing machine-generated prose. Are we confident that a generalizable training data corpus can capture the emotional subtleties and divine experience, or some specialized model actually reads Bibles and scriptures, and understand literature, or know that there are nuances in humanities? How does it figure out after great pain, a formal feeling comes? Is there a machine-readable explanation of such humanly self-affirmation and reassurance? How does it learn to infer and extrapolate many other resemblances due to coincident emotion coding mechanisms in the brain that maps hate and love in a similarly passionate fashion? And if so, how large such a data set would be and how much weights of such labels, presumably in the oceans of simply narrative or descriptive sentences in the trained data that guarantee some conformity and generalizability? Continue with the poem. Then, already with several metaphors, how does it learn about the response a stiff heart could have made, and questions the same old to be not to be echoing in different rhetorics and tones? What is it like, and what does it mean by walking on aught and might? What about the final sublimation? Are all these possible for a 10-year-old to pick up? Would my dog understand me if I bark all these in the language of its own? He certainly would know what great pain could be. And formal feelings or ceremonious tombs? Does it have notions of time in mind and speak in orderly tenses? What about the machines in front of us? Let's get back to the chatbot poem. Troubadours birds sing exotic verses at night like softly strolls bombing weary souls, moonlit enchants and flowers with sweet romance and petals opening to the night, with fragrant ode and soft delight. River with gentle hum carrying lullaby and serenade in ripple wide, dreams on the moonlit tide, night with mystic charms embracing in loving arms wrapping in celestial rhyme and even written through all of time. It is probably more than enough if the bot is not telling jokes for the sake of age limit and parenting concerns. It is sufficiently visual and sensual, if not completely, and probably captures more than ecstatic scenes from descriptive languages in the training data. If it really learned anything either directional or unsupervised, certainly it does not go anywhere by repeating the same momentum from each prose, most likely with itself. The poor bot in a more generous sense probably found out the deep fears and anxieties of night and sang a long praise to calm and learn to caress itself. It is optimistic to claim that the remarkable progress in technology promises breakthroughs in various aspects of modern-day civilizations. At its bottom, such a pre-trained model may be a superhuman Good Morning Neighbor journalist producing readable weather reports and stock market summaries within thunderbolts blinks. At its best, the toddler learned about human limits and puberty longings. It picks up enough surface and descriptive feature correspondences, most likely from long-time vision research, and makes unsurprising inferences even with reasonable expectation, probably from solid NLP models. Wherever the spectrum is accessed, there are far more works left to be carried out in the foreseeable future than today's recognizable performance can claim, and I look forward to being one of the witnesses and participants in the fulfilling journey.